Calls the chaps only night. Miss Dixie, how you doing? She said, "That's my mom, bro. All right, that's my mom."
I want to hear the answer to the Titanic and popcorn. Go ahead, Mom. What's up?
Oh!
Hi, boys. I just wanted to ask Rocky if he wanted butter on that popcorn or not.
I would rather have the butter somewhere else, but if popcorn's the only place I can have it, I'll take it.
Hey,
dude.
Nobody says I can't roll around in it for a little bit.
All right, Mom.
That is my girl. I love you,
Mom.
Dixie.
Abnormal Realities.
My mom, love you.
Dixie.
Bye, I love you too.
With Ron and Rocky. Weekdays, 4 p.m. and 10 p.m. on JoCo Community Radio.
Holy crap.
Fast Track Student Loans can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop collection calls, and stop seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and get your student loan payments down to as little as $25 a month based on what you can afford to pay. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. Fast Track Student Loans can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop collection calls, and stop seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and get your student loan payments down to as little as $25 a month based on what you can afford to pay. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395.
The coffee. JoCo Community Radio. Listen live at tunein.com.
Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of JoCo Vibes. We've got a condensed version this morning. We're only doing the second half because we had stuff going on this morning. Some are, well, unfortunately known as at a funeral. And Diana's networking, so that's good. And so it's me and Bree. So Tiffany, Carlen here. JoCo Community Radio is proud to be the voice of Johnson County, Texas, and is live 24/7 on the TuneIn Radio Network. TuneInJoCo.com is the place to find all the ways to listen and watch. And the station app is also available for free on Android and Apple devices. Simply search your store. Check out our lineup and more at JoCoCommunityRadio.com. This episode and more brought to you by Next Level Claims, making your insurance work for you. So reach out to your Texas sales rep at 844-TEX-HAIL. That's 844-839-4245. If you got a roof, they got you covered. Just call them before the next storm hits so you make sure your claim gets actually paid in the full amount, right? And be sure to dress your arms and more at thetiffy.com. And if you've got spine or joint pain, check out Dr. Ho. That's Dr. Can Ho in Crowley. Is for real, Jason. That's his real name, Dr. Can Ho. He is a spine and joint specialist. And our own Angela Roca from the Vet for Vet show is one of his patients. He does a great job. So check out the Spine and Joint Center in Crowley. And we're going to have Dr. Ho here at the table on a Wellness Wednesday here soon, so he can tell you more about exactly how it works. So good morning, everybody. Jason Bagley is joining us at the table.
What's up? Hey, everybody.
Good morning. It's good to hear your voice on the radio again.
It's been a minute.
It has.
It's been more than a minute. It's been like 2 years.
Has it really been that long?
Yeah, it has.
Well, cheers. Welcome back. Like, really, he's coming back.
Like, thanks for the coffee.
You're welcome. Well, hello. I mean, you office here now too. So
I do. I was desperate.
So for people who don't know you and haven't heard your voice on the radio before, tell them what you do.
Well, for a living, or what did I used to do when I was here?
Both.
So for a living, like many others, like the 1 in 5 people that you know in the world, I am a real estate agent. But no, I typically work a lot of commercial property. And so we work in real estate and commercial. We work in real estate with residential as well, obviously. So that's how I pay the bills and make sure mama's happy. And then, but for fun, what I like to do is build up local restaurants and all that. And that's what I was doing here with JoCo Eats and Drinks. And I think that's how we actually really got connected. We knew each other, but we got connected through JoCo Eats. And then I joined up and started the radio show and loved it. But I gained like 40 pounds.
I mean, you were eating.
Yeah. And I mean, I mean, I was doing my job.
Yeah.
Right.
Doing it well.
I'm not saying I hated it, but I gained a lot of weight, man. I'd lost all this weight during COVID, and I was like, man, this is great. And then
This not eating thing works
this
really well.
You know, you don't go out to eat and you'll be fine. And then, yeah, COVID kind of started clearing up a little bit. And then in 21, we started the radio show. And I was like, you know what? I got to go out there and I got to try these places. And everybody was really super. Oh, you need to try this. You should try this. And I tried all the things.
Nom, yum, 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 nom,
Yeah.
nom, nom. Yeah.
And then I got really busy with real estate. Really busy, and was working with my buddy John out at Shep's in Weatherford.
Yep.
Working that area as well. So it just got to where I couldn't do it anymore. And
Shep was at the table quite a bit with you.
yeah, he was. And listen, let me tell you something. He's got some exciting things happening. I don't know if I told you, he's opening Salt, which is right behind his current restaurant.
I thought he already opened it.
No, it's not open yet.
Okay.
He's actually waiting on one thing. It's a utility.
This is the steak and
and
seafood.
seafood.
Yep.
Yeah, but I mean, y'all, this thing on the inside is amazing. Jen, who's his wife, went in and just like totally decked it out. It's got a speakeasy on the inside.
Love it.
So there's a private door that you won't know unless you know to go there.
That's what we're doing here in Burleson.
Yeah, it's so cool. And he's done a really good job. I cannot wait. And of course, his food's always really good. You know, he used to own Wild Mushroom and all that. But so, yeah, I mean,
I've gone out and I've had his burgers.
His burgers are great.
Place.
I mean, you can't go wrong with that. I do wish we had something a little bit more similar to that down here, and hopefully that's coming as well. But yeah, so you know, I came back and I went to Tiffany. I was like, hey, Tiffany, I need an office. Like my dogs, my daughter, it's just killing me. So we officed out of here, but I was already planning on doing the blog again with JoCo. And I was like, you know what? I want to do this different because last time, again, I gained all that weight.
Yeah.
So I started a thing, actually just went on my YouTube channel. If you want to go to my YouTube channel, it's Lifestyle DFW. And it's all things Dallas Fort Worth.
That's the channel on YouTube.
Yeah, Lifestyle DFW. I still have JoCo Eats and Drinks as a YouTube channel as well, but I'm posting this through Lifestyle DFW. And what it is we're trying to put together where you go out to eat. You can eat healthy, but I'm allowing myself one bite of food that's not on my macros plan. And I'm calling it Last Bite. And so I take somebody from the community, we interview them, we have a good time, talk about what, you know, they enjoy, what they do for a living. And then, you know, I eat my food that's good for me. I'll tell you a little bit about it, talk about the calories, the protein, how much carbs, how many grams of fat. And then I take one bite of some really delicious food, but I only get one. So it better darn well be good.
But I mean,
I love that.
Right. It's a different approach. I mean, a lot of the foodie type of shows, So a lot of the foodie shows that are out there, right? They're highlighting the restaurant, they're highlighting the food they're eating, and they're just eating. But this is different. This is a different conversation at the table that's really helping to focus on the health part of eating, which I love. So you can go out and eat, but most people, unless you have a trainer or a dietitian you're working with, you're not counting macros correctly or calories correctly, and most people are under eating versus having that full. The macros are different. I mean, I count my macros and my calories, and I use an app for it. So I don't know if you use an app at all for it, but
well, I'll tell you what, it's funny you should talk about under eating, because when I lost a good significant amount of weight, I did it through keto, right? And a lot of people really enjoy keto because it's easy to track. It's understandable, but I was eating like 1,400 calories and I wasn't losing any weight.
Right.
And I'm like, what is going on? It's used to work. And then I got with a dietitian. I said, look, I'm at a loss here, and I don't really want to go back to what I was doing before because that didn't work either. And he's like, look, you've annihilated your metabolism.
Mm-hmm.
You better do something about this. So what we've been doing over the last 6 months, which is really frustrating for somebody who likes to lose weight, by the way, is we're building up my metabolism. So I'm not gaining weight, but I'm not losing weight. And what I've done is I've gained a lot of muscle mass and lost some fat along the way, but my weight has not.
Right.
It's been within
And that's
2 to 3
okay.
pounds.
That's
yeah,
okay.
and it's okay because I'm healthier now. And what I would say to this is what I'm trying to address is balance. It's not about extremes anymore for me. I used to be on one side or the other of a lot of things. And I find myself wanting just to be more balanced in my life, balanced in my lifestyle. And so lifestyle DFW, that's what it's about. It's about having a balanced life.
Well, you know,
in the Metroplex.
I mean, if you're a believer, and I know you're a believer, but I mean, it's in the Bible. Everything in moderation,
Right.
And balance is a hard thing to get to, and you know, we all need a little bit of help with that. I've got a great trainer, Adam Smith, and he is the trainer for JoCo Community Radio. He's our new face of fitness, and he'll be joining us possibly next Wednesday, actually, to start talking about the plan. But through him, he's completely virtual because he's in the DC area. He's in Virginia. So
my dietitian is in LA.
Yeah. So, I mean, but it works for me. So with him, he creates the plan and everything in Trainerize. And then
Same, yeah.
I add my food plan and what am I eating, my meals into MyFitnessPal.
Mhm.
And I don't pay for it. You can use MyFitnessPal for free.
Yep.
And so he can see everything I'm doing. And so the goal is, okay, you know, here's your mark for the day. This is how many macros you need. This is what you need to do. And it's not about touching the scale. So a lot of people, and he presses that very, like, because some of the people who are, you know, also training with him, that's the problem.
How did you find Adam? How did you come across?
I had some friends who were following him on Facebook. And so I went and joined his group for free and started listening to him much. He's very in your face. He's like, yeah, it's not, you know, you want to fit into those jeans. I mean, he used to have it to where he was like, how to eat pizza and lose weight or something like that. It was originally, and this is, I mean, I've been following him for 2 or 3 years, and then I started training with him a year and a half ago, and then I was doing really well, and then whatever, surgery and other stress and other stuff, whatever, you know, happened. So, but it's a don't touch the scale. Like some of his clients had an absolute obsession with the scale, and they would get on the scale every day.
Yep.
Well, when you're working out and you're eating, you tend to be eating more because you are boosting your metabolism, and you have to. I mean, he literally, if I worked out at night, he was like, I need you got to go drink a shake. You got to go do something. You got to protein up right after your workout. And so, I was eating a bowl of cereal sometimes, you know, at 10 o'clock at night if I ended up working out late or did a second workout. And so, and I typically do not touch the scale, but I mean, literally one of his clients, because she came on and talked and got interviewed by him, and she had a massive obsession with it.
I didn't lose the fad diets these days. They tell you to weigh every single day.
No, it's terrible because if you're not working out, you have to be. And by working out, it's like, it doesn't mean get on the treadmill and walk 30 minutes a day. Walking is important to getting that cardio in, but you have to lift weights. You have to do the weight work because it actually, you get more of a cardio workout from lifting weights if you're doing it the right way. And so, but there again, it's a balance. It's all in the Trainerize. But he's like, don't get on the scale because you're going to be building muscle while losing fat. And exactly what you just said. You're not going to be losing the weight, but you're losing fat. You know, I'm building muscle.
You have to understand, this goes back to that not being on the extremes. There are some people that have to weigh in every day, and that's what helps them stay motivated, get on the road and do that. Everybody's so different. And I was always looking for that plan, and I think most people are. It's like 2 + 2 = 4, so I'm going to go and find where 2 and 2 is. And what the problem with any kind of diet or any kind of workout is, your body is so specific to you. It's a miracle. What you are is an incredible active miracle. And so you have to find what works for you. If weighing on the scale it brings negative thoughts and feelings, that's probably the worst place for you to be.
Right.
If when you get on the scale, it motivates you and gets you excited, then yeah, that's probably the place that you should be. And I don't know. I think it's just having that approach of knowing yourself. No physician, know thyself. You are your greatest physician.
This is true.
100%. If you don't feel like what you're doing is working, it probably isn't, and you need to readdress it.
And there's so many different things out there. Like you said, there's eating to your blood type. If I ate to my blood type, I would be so upset because my blood type says don't eat red meat.
Oh.
And I love red meat. I love red meat. And so I was like, oh man, I guess I'm going to try this for a little bit. And I was like, I can't.
Yeah.
Now,
I don't know that I'd even try it.
What I did do for a while is I moderated it. I was like, okay, if I'm going to have red meat, I'm only going to have a type of red meat once this week. So it's chicken, pork, fish, the rest of the week, and allow myself to have, a lean meat, red meat at some point during the week, but only one time versus, I'll burger today and then maybe a steak later in the week. And so you just can't do that. So I limited it versus completely cutting it out of my diet because that's just very difficult.
What are your cheat? I mean, let me put it this way. So one of the things we're doing is called Last Bite, right? So the Last Bite is also about like if you were going to choose anything to eat, like that last bite, what would it be? Like for you, if you said, you know what, if all calories be darned, I'm just going after something, what is that meal for you?
Oof. That's difficult for me. And I say it's difficult for me because I typically eat good. I fell off the wagon like pretty bad. Like chicken fried steak, that type of stuff. I typically do not eat that kind of stuff. And so I don't know.
It doesn't have to be bad for you. I'm just saying, like, what is
filet
it?
mignon. I mean, filet mignon and lobster.
But what
straight up?
Okay, so filet mignon. How are you getting it cooked? Are you putting toppings on it? Is it dry aged?
I like just a good straight filet mignon, seasoned and partly mooing. So I get it rare plus is how I order my meat.
So blue rare?
No, not blue rare. It's rare plus. So it's in just a little less than medium rare.
Okay.
So it's a red warm center.
So you send your steaks back a lot then.
I do. But you know what? But I preface it before I go somewhere for a steak. First of all, I don't go and get a steak somewhere that doesn't make steaks.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I'm going to a steakhouse if I'm going to eat steak. So, and I recommend that to anybody. Don't go to an Italian restaurant and order a steak. Now, unless you're going to a gourmet Italian restaurant, of which I have one of my favorite places in Fort Worth, you could get a steak there and it's going to come out absolutely spectacular. And you're going to say that. And I'm literally sitting here going, what's the name of that place? It's across from the Other Rim in Fort Worth. It's,
Are you talking about the Italian joint?
Yes, across from the Rim in Fort Worth.
That is. Now you're gonna get me all screwed.
I know. I'm sorry. Brianna's gonna find it because I've eaten there once.
Their lasagna there they do a Sunday lasagna, grandma's lasagna. Oh my god!
There are so many meals on the menu at this restaurant that are.
You can't have anything bad.
It's authentic Italian, and I mean it's fresh mozzarella made.
We had
in the
them
kitchen.
cater my mom and dad's 50th anniversary that we had out at the winery. And man, that lasagna.
Piatello. Yes. Let me tell you. So this is a really unique restaurant group, by the way. So they have 3 or 4 restaurants and every restaurant is its own unique restaurant. So there is no second Piatellos. There is no second of the other one. Every single restaurant that they've started is its own unique brand. So we're actually talking to them, hoping that they will bring something to Maverick Village. Is the hope. But
what about you? What is your last dish? Like if you're just choosing something, what would it be?
Most likely a ribeye or king crab legs.
king crab.
Can I throw in my appetizer?
Absolutely.
It's
This is-
lobster bisque.
Lobster
Oh,
bisque. Okay.
It's
From
lobster
where
bisque.
though?
Okay, so
Is there a
the-
place that makes it decent?
So
Lucille's is-
locally, is Lucille's really good? I've never had
yes,
theirs.
off Camp Bowie.
Eddie V's has an
Oh,
excellent
heard.
lobster bisque, and so does Capital Grill.
There's another one.
Capital Grill and Eddie V's here locally is where I've had the best.
They have great
lobster
steaks
bisque.
at both of those locations too.
No, if I can, yes, I at both. I
Mhm.
completely. I love to sit in the bar at Eddie V's. That's if we go to dinner there, we request the bar because they have a jazz ensemble that
Yep.
plays
Ooh.
there with a grand piano and it's spectacular people watching. Spectacular people watching in there. So if you like all of it, you get
Uh-huh.
all of it in the bar at Eddie V's. And I say bar, and I use that word loosely because it's really more of a restaurant, and the bar is in
In the restaurant.
in that side, right?
Mhm.
It's not a bar. Now, if you're looking for lobster bisque locally, this might blow your mind, but the Brick House in Joshua, their lobster bisque is very good. Now, the part owner in that is a gentleman who has a steakhouse on the East Coast. So he's got several of those. Yeah. So I sat and talked with one of the owners from there. But the lobster bisque is absolutely fantastic.
I have not been to the Brick House yet.
You need to go to the Brick House. Their
Haven't either.
burger is absolutely fantastic. Their salmon is absolutely fantastic. And again, I love their lobster bisque. Yeah. But it was very shocking. I was like, oh my gosh, this is good.
Can
It's
we
very
talk
good.
about what they've done with their little bitty old town in Joshua?
Yeah, let's talk about
Oh
it.
my gosh.
Right?
That is, I mean, they have really put that together properly.
You know what else you're
Mhm.
gonna like about the Brick House? Speaking of that little strip there in the old town, it's family friendly. So it's a sports bar, but it's very uniquely done on the inside. But it's also uniquely done on the outside. So there's a green space out there with what's the
Cornhole.
thank you. I don't know why. I'm like the beanbag toss game. What do you call that? Cornhole, or as I respectfully call it, Crocs and socks. If you've ever watched it professionally, you know.
It's all men over the age of 40 with no life anymore. They've
Drinking
retired.
beer.
They've
and-
retired from the fire department or the police department, and this is now their life to play cornhole professionally.
Okay, listen. Some of the guys, I mean, when I turned it on, I was like, is this a thing? Really? This is professional cornhole?
Are they in sport mode though?
No, see, Crocs and socks. I'm telling you, Crocs and socks. And this guy who's like the best of the best is so serious. I mean, he's so incredibly serious. And I watch him just looking at him going, this guy just walked straight out of the bar. Like that's what he was. He was like, I just want to play cornhole and drink beer for a living. And guess what? He's doing it.
He's living his best
He
life.
is living
Yeah.
his best life. So God bless him. But I just again was like, I can't believe this is real. Like this is going to become an Olympic sport.
Oh,
I
heavens.
bet you anything. I bet you anything it will. So anyway, so Joshua, the Mexican restaurant,
La Mesa.
La
La Mesa.
Mesa,
is
very, very good.
Margaritas are amazing.
They are very amazing. They're a little on the spendy side, in my opinion, but they're very good.
Their watermelon one, I understand, is really good. I'm not real big on.
I don't do flavored margaritas. I just do
I'm not real big on like that whole genre,
You know,
anymore. But
Mexican
no,
food.
just alcohol. I don't
Oh.
drink. I don't
Mm.
drink anymore. So
Oh.
mhm.
Well, that's the one thing I've cut wine down tremendously because of calories and how it affects me. So and there's a lot of allergens in it. So I mean I've cut wine way down out of my diet because that was killing the scale big time.
Yep.
So but a margarita, I'm not into like flavored
Mhm.
margaritas. It's just not my thing. I just like a straight, really good,
Yeah.
refreshing margarita. And La Mesa also has a very good chicken tortilla soup. Just know that it's not your typical chicken tortilla soup. So if you're looking for what you normally would have, let's say at Antonio's in Burleson or Fresco's, even theirs is a little bit different because they put zucchini and squash, yellow squash in their chicken tortilla soup. But this one's very La Mesa's is different in Joshua. It's got a different feel and taste to it. But it's very, very good. Very, very good.
Have you been to the little cafe right there between Hickory Tree and Brick House?
I have. We actually had a breakfast meeting there for Miss JoCo, and breakfast sandwiches were great. I have not been there in the evening, to have wine or anything like that, but their breakfast is very good.
She's a great
So
owner.
is her coffees.
Yeah. So she's a great owner, and her chicken salad is the best I've ever had.
Really? Okay, so I'm gonna have to go try. I haven't had her chicken salad.
It's not super salty. Like I used to like chicken salad chick, but it's just a little bit too salty for me. So hers is really fresh.
Do you remember the coffee place that was where Grumps is here in Burleson?
Jennifer's,
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
The best chicken salad.
The best ever.
But you want
to? She still makes it every once in a while. If you catch her right, she'll sell you some.
She was in the beginning.
But I don't think she's got time now.
No, a few years ago, she was like, okay, I'm making chicken salad if anybody wants to buy, and she would pack up all that. But that was the best damn chicken salad.
Yes.
Ever.
Agreed. I loved that location.
Me too.
And it broke my heart that it didn't work out. But
me too. I feel, but she's doing great with her wedding shop, and she's opened her second one. And by the way, if you were tuned in earlier and you heard us talking about Sheps and Salt, that's located in Weatherford.
Yes.
So it's one of our neighbors, and
my best friend, John Shepherd, 7 foot tall. You can't miss him.
No, you can't miss him at all. You're like, is he working today? Oh, there he is. He's up there.
Yeah. 7 foot 320 probably.
Does he have do we have like an
open date?
Open date for Salt?
No. And the reason why is he's waiting on a utility company to finish one item, and that is all he's waiting on.
Such torture.
It is. And so once he gets that done, I mean, I'm telling you guys, he's going to do it right. It's a small place. So get ready. It's not going to be one of those things where, you're just going to walk in and get a table.
It's reservation.
It's going to be reservation because it's not going to hold too many people.
Okay. I just want to be invited to the grand opening so I can, pre-taste everything.
Right.
So.
Yeah. I'm not in charge of that.
Well, if Shep's listening or Shep's wife, I think you can make it happen. You have an in. So what's our prospected date for relaunching JoCo Eats here on JoCo Community Radio?
It looks like it might be September. We're hoping. Look, I want to do this right, and I want to make sure that I can do it on a regular basis. So that was the problem was, we were in a situation where I was so dang busy that it wasn't healthy for me. But now that, I'm officing really close, it's easy for me to jump in on a certain time period. So, we're going to look at that for time, but I'll just say this. The biggest thing is I want to make sure that everybody's on board. If we don't have the support of the local restaurateurs and people, and I'll just tell you what I'm looking for. I'm looking for people that want to be interviewed. Don't necessarily have to be in the restaurant. In fact, I would just prefer somebody who's doing something in the Burleson, Joshua, area.
Awesome.
And let's talk to them.
I'm excited.
Me
All right,
too.
we're going to hear more from the hungry realtor, or not so hungry realtor anymore. Down the road.
Hungrier.
Have an amazing weekend, guys. Be kind and be thankful, and God bless.
From Burleson to Venus and Grandview to Godley, this is the voice of Johnson County, JoCo Community Radio.
Here's important new information from the Diabetes Solution Center.